Hello everybody, Adam Parks here with another episode of 5 Minute Pitch. Today I'm here with my good friend Mr. Rick Lang joining us from Pronto Connects, here to talk to us all about text messaging for the debt collection industry and what does that mean and how are we going to meet the consumers ultimately where they want to be met. So Rick, thank you so much for coming on and joining me today. You know how this particular series works. You've got 5 minutes to tell our audience all about Pronto Connects and the great things that you guys are doing over there. So without further ado, ready, set, go.
Thanks, Adam. I got to start by saying I was shocked that you're wearing black today. So let's start with a simple reality check. It's common knowledge that people don't answer their phones anymore, right? Some people even go as far as saying that voice is dead, and so it's true. The way that consumers communicate has changed, and what's surprising is that in most regulated industries, especially collections, a lot of agencies are still focused on a voice first communication strategy, and that just doesn't reflect how people want to engage, right? And that's where Pronto Connects comes in. We exist to close that gap. At our core, Pronto Connects is a communications platform as a service built specifically for industries where compliance, deliverability, and credibility matter just as much as the engagement. In short, what that means is that Pronto provides all of the necessary communication channels for the agencies to contact the consumers. So think, voice, SMS, MMS, email, and chat. And then as additional channels, become appropriate and regulatory approved, we'll provide those channels as well. At the same time, we do more than just provide those channels. We manage the infrastructure, the compliance guardrails, the carrier relationships, and then monitor their performance in real time to make sure that the messages are actually being delivered to the consumer. One of the things that we see a lot of within the industry is that agencies they're fixated on SMS messages, probably because they're simple and inexpensive. But the fact is that they're short messages, and SMS shouldn't be used to establish credibility or trust. And so one of the other values of working with Pronto Connects is we help agencies establish a layered communication strategy. What is the right method of communication? What is the right media, and what is the right time? So a perfect example of that is the MMS. Right. We have a lot of agencies and law firms that we see sending out their model validation notices via MMS, and one of the things that we're helping those agencies do is increase their overall payments by establishing credibility. MMS allows you to establish credibility because you can send out your logo, therefore, establishing your brand. Because of the additional character count with a MMS message, you can format a message that establishes clear account ownership, establishes, you can provide in-depth account details, and when you provide that in-depth account details and clear ownership, what happens is when the consumer receives that message, they automatically know why you're calling them. They recognize who you are, and they recognize, why you're reaching out. When the consumer recognizes that increases your engagement, but also increases your payments dramatically, and that's the purpose of reaching out to them in the first place. Behind the scenes, Pronto Connects operates a geo-redundant active environment in both across AWS and Cloudflare. In those environments, we monitor their spam threshold, the opt-out rates, template performance, and carrier feedback. Those are important metrics because the carriers are no longer just passive pipelines for us to send out messages. Today, the carriers are taking a completely different approach where they're active gatekeepers. The carriers utilize AI and machine learning to constantly scrub and filter the messages. So it's important for us to convey to them that we're a compliance first organization. And by monitoring those spam thresholds and opt-out rates, they know that we take it seriously. So if your organization is, looking to, revisit your communication strategy, if you want to work with an organization that puts compliance and performance first, I'd say reach out to Pronto Connects and let us talk to you.
Rick, it sounds like you guys are doing some incredible things when it comes to text messaging. What does it look like, and how quickly can you get a new client started sending out these messages and driving active campaigns to consumers?
This is a great question, and I love it. If you're talking 10 DLC or consistently around 2 weeks, we've automated a lot of our processes and integrated directly with the carrier. So we've streamlined that 10 DLC process. Short codes, we've been consistently averaging 4 to 6 weeks, start to finish. Something that we're very proud of, because part of that 2-week time frame and 4 or 6 week time frame, part of the success is doing all of the front end work, knowing what the carriers want to see, knowing what they expect, collecting that and working with the agencies at the very, very start so that they know what to expect, and delivering it immediately to the carriers.
Well, Rick, it sounds like you guys are doing some incredible things over there. For those of you that are watching, if you want to learn more about text messaging and communicating with consumers and meeting them where they want to be through Pronto CX and using the Pronto Connects organization, we're going to provide their contact information down below so that you can reach out directly to Rick and hopefully learn as much as I continue to learn from Rick on a regular basis when it comes to text messaging and consumer communications. But Rick, thank you so much for coming on today, sharing your insights. We really do appreciate the information you share.
Thanks, Adam. I appreciate being here.
And for those of you that are watching, if you have additional questions you'd like to ask Rick or myself, you can leave those in the comments on LinkedIn and YouTube, and we'll be responding to those, or you can reach directly out to Rick and continue to learn more as well. But thank you so much, everybody, for your time and attention today. We'll see you all again soon. Bye, everyone.